Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I would like to present to you all because you are very important decision makers when it comes to keeping our environment and our people safe from certain programs. So my name is Madison Young, and my role is the intervener in environmental projects. I really focus on this particular program or project and how we can better the program to successfully implement it and have minimal impact on the environment. The program I would like to focus on is the Outer Continental Shelf Oil and Gas Leasing Program. And to give you a little overview, the purpose of the program is to propose alternatives that could avoid or minimize environmental impacts due to oil and gas leasing on the Outer Continental Shelf. The program specifies the size, timing, and location of any new or potential leasing activity. And BOEM, which is also known as the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, is an agency responsible for managing the development of the nation's offshore resources in an environmentally and economically responsible way. Just to give you a visual of the Outer Continental Shelf, here this will show you it's basically any submerged land outside of the U.S. coastal waters. So these kind of different areas in light blue, that's what I'm focusing on for oil and gas leasing for this particular program. And one of the main things, well, two things I'd like to focus on or bring attention to would be the environmental impacts and health impacts that oil and gas leasing can have. Environmental impacts include oil spills, which can really harm our habitats and wildlife, including endangered species. It can contaminate soil and water and may cause explosions and fires. It may release toxic substances and also could include groundwater contamination. Health impacts include a higher risk of disease as biodiversity disappears. Workers have been killed or severely injured while on the job. Toxic pollutants can not only, of course, impact the environment, but also human health. So it can lead to respiratory problems, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. And additional health issues such as cancer, headaches, and nosebleeds, just to name a few. These have all been identified in people living closer to oil and gas sites. So I was fortunate enough to have an interview with John Philistrat, who works with BOEM. He's a public affairs manager, and he specializes in the Gulf of Mexico region. But he let me know that oil and gas leasing is currently on a federal pause under the Biden administration, which really gives us some time to make some changes and to advocate for, I guess, an overall better program or to give them some recommendations that could better protect human life and the environment. So BOEM can improve by continuing research on the current impact they have on the environment and by striving to change their processes and comply with various rules and regulations. John did mention that BOEM strives to protect marine life, human life, and endangered species. And a direct quote from John is that our mission is to develop the Outer Continental Shelf, but to do it in a responsible way to balance the environment with energy development. It is a delicate balance that has to take place, and we take this very serious. So now my call to action would be a couple of different items. I would like there to be a ban in place to prohibit oil and gas leasing near the coast, which I believe would help prevent damage to beaches and marine life. Drilling in regions such as Alaska and Florida could continue but not be expanded, so not move closer to shore where, of course, there's human life. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, could set and enforce strict guidelines to help keep workers in the oil and gas industry safe while at work. Screenings should be conducted regularly to evaluate the impact that oil and gas leasing has on the environment. And last but not least, and this is something that John also mentioned, is following the standards, regulations, and procedures that are set by the federal government and having them be strictly enforced to reduce the potential for accidents and spills. So my hope is under this new Biden administration that there could be some positive changes made. I know current oil and gas leasing, it has continued, it hasn't been stopped, permanently or completely, but it sounds like they're making some changes, and John expects that it will be released within the next couple of months. So I really appreciate you taking the time. I hope you can see in the importance that this program can have on the environment, and how a few even minor changes can really make a big difference. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.